Good morning, everybody. Matt with Slice. I'll give some of the guys that are active on Instagram right now a minute to get in here. Good morning, everybody. How are y'all today? Hey, Cullen, what's up, man? Eric, what's up, dude? Chris, what's up? Eric, you're already flirting with me, man? God, my eye is itching. Whew. Oh. I hope everybody's Thursday is treating them well. Mine is doing just fine over here. Nice, easy morning so far at the office. Nothing crazy, no fires. But what's going on in the world of knife collecting this week, everybody? Anybody bought anything cool? My January, in terms of acquisitions on the personal collecting side, was a little lacking. Just didn't come across anything that was piquing my interest enough. There are a few knives that I have here right now that... You as well, Chris. There are a few knives that I've got in stock right now that I do keep eyeing. One in particular is that Walter Randolph Mini Wyvern that I listed last week with the 6K blade. But, hey, Andrew, how are you? But yeah. So, news on the local front, you could almost call it, is Mr. Bell Diaz. What's up, dude? Is I will be driving to the wonderful town of, I think it's technically Brandon, Mississippi, which is just outside of Jackson. And I will be spending my Saturday with the knife maker, Mr. Brian Brown. I've got a couple of fellow collectors that are going to be driving in from the Birmingham, Alabama area. And, nice, man. So I will be packing up my goodies and making the drive out there on Saturday to hang out with a couple of collectors. Didn't get to do any knife shows last year with the exception of TKI last February. So looking forward to getting together and talking knives and stuff. So yeah. So that's what I got going on this weekend. Looking forward to that. Never been to Brian's shop before, and I haven't handled any of Brian's work since Blade Show, I think it was 2019. So that's been 2 years now. Yeah, 2.5. So give me that Ryu. Dude, that Ryu is quite the popular animal this week. Man, we have gotten some inquiries and some messages and questions on that one. People wanting more pictures and videos and wanting to know the price and everything. So, that'll be the hot ticket item this week, I think. Yeah, Brian is a good guy. And like I said, he's only a couple hours from me, so it'll be an easy drive, hang out for the day, talk knives, and I'm really looking forward to checking out his work. The progression of his work since the last time I handled it in person. So I'm excited for that this weekend. It'll be cool. But Patrick, what's up, man? So anyway, let's dive into this, guys, because we got some knives to cover and a short time to do it in. All right. Dan, what's up, dude? So let's talk about this guy first. I really like the flipping action on this knife. It's probably the most fun one. Nope, I'm gonna keep you guys waiting on the Ryu because I know that's why you're all here. And a lot of guys trickle in more towards the end of the live stream just when they see it on. And so I know that a lot of people want to know about that Ryu. So I'm gonna hang on to it for just a bit, give some of the guys more time to get in. But this guy right here is just a lot of fun to sit here and flip. So this is a Ferrum Forge, Knifeworks, and Gavco knives collaboration. It is the spinner model, and it has a 3.5-inch stonewash finish blade. It's got some machine handles here that have got some grooves and then some texturing in each of the sections there. It's been anodized, it's been stonewashed, it's got a two-tone finish on it, and so there's a blue with highlights of, it's kind of a yellowish color, however you want to describe that. stonewashed titanium pocket clip, and then it's got anodized titanium standoffs as well. This is 7.8 inches in overall length, and it weighs in at a nice and light 4.6 ounces, and it's listing for $695. Yeah, it is. It's a nice knife to sit there and play with, for sure. So very impressive piece there, especially a lot of knife for $700 in my opinion. Gavco's unmistakable design language there with that spinner design. But really, really smooth, fast flipping action, dual deployment methods. This is a solid little knife, guys. I've got a few other, I think I've got one other Ferrum Forge collaboration piece on the site, and it's also very well built. So that is the GavcoFerrum Forge spinner. Let's talk about this guy, because these things always impress the heck out of me when I get them in. They do not sit around the site very often. They might hang out for a week or two, but somebody always does snag these. This is a Bryan Tie Fighter. And if you've never handled Bryan's work, it is extremely consistent across the board. All of his models are built exceptionally well, and his machine work, his CNC work, is just fantastic. The grooves and the texture that he applies to the materials. This knife is crazy light too. These are full carbon fiber handles. It is a button lock, so no need for liners. And nice flipping action, another dual deployment with the thumb stud and the flipper tab. The tie is a 3.7-inch two-tone finish blade. And so it had, well, it's almost tritone really, because the blade has been polished, or it's stonewashed and then polished, and then the flats are satin finished, and then along the cutting edge here, it appears to have been masked, and then it was blasted. So it's really more of a tritone finish. And love the button lock release. That's a very underrated Bryan Tie and his friends' mid-tech line, right? No, this is Bryan Tie Custom, at least to my understanding. That's the card that came with it was strictly a Bryan Tie card. But just some really, really nice work on this. Full carbon fiber backspacer. As you can see there, that ridge style. This is a titanium pocket clip with ceramic ball insert on it. Bryan's signature on the pocket clip, as well as on the blade there. But like I was going to say, the button lock. Not a lot of guys do button locks. I know that Rexford has done some button locks, and then Rod Olson is probably the first person that I think of when I think of button locks. Let me see something here. Let me jump on this comment real quick. Chris, I'll have to check on that, man, because I do not believe this is from the mid-tech line. I could be wrong, but I was, based on my information and my research, this is supposed to be a custom. If I'm wrong in that, guys, I always want to make sure I represent something correctly. So if we know without a doubt, please drop me a comment or send me a message so I can correct my data. But yeah, the button lock is just a lot of fun. I remember watching John Grimsmo's YouTube series very early on, and how he was experimenting with the button lock, and he was just talking about how challenging it was for him. And so I'm not as familiar with the mechanics on a button lock as I am with, hey, Josh, what's up, dude? As I am with, frame locks, liner locks, things like that. But I like me a button lock. They are just very, very fun, very fidgety. So anyway, Bryan Tie Fighter, 3.7-inch blade, 8.8 inches overall. This knife weighs 4.6 ounces. It weighs the exact same as the Gavco spinner. So it's a larger knife, bigger blade, and they weigh the same because of that full carbon fiber handle. Pretty cool, actually. And the Bryan Tie is going to be listing for $995, guys. Nice, Josh. Which one do you have? So that is the Bryan Tie Fighter, guys. Another thing just to point out before I move on to the next one, Bryan actually does manufacture his own hardware too. So you can just see screws, the pivot, everything. So just yeah, I'm familiar with the differences, Chris, but I was of the understanding that this was a custom. But once again, if I'm incorrect, please somebody help me out here. All right, let's talk about this guy. I'm immediately blanking on his location. I'm forgetting what country he is from, but it's shiny and silver and sharp. It makes me smile for all of us out there. If you guys aren't familiar with this maker, you should 100% check him out. One of my buddies that I believe is still in the live stream, Mr. Patrick Johnson, was kind enough last year to send me a full dress version of one of his knives, and this guy is just making some slamming stuff. So I'm going to butcher his last name, so I'm just going to go with the first name. His first name is, I believe it's pronounced Tapio. And if I'm wrong in that, I'm sincerely sorry, but that's the only way I can figure out to pronounce it. Kind of looks like tapioca. But, guys, this mirror polish on these blade bevels is as good as anybody. I mean, they are fantastic. There is not a speck that has not been addressed in terms of the finish on those blade bevels. Satin finish flats, buttery smooth. I mean, it is just free fall action. This is a lot of knife for the money, even with the carbon fiber scales, in my opinion. This knife, Finland, I believe you are correct. 3.4-inch blade, 8 inches overall, weighing in at a super light 4.3 ounces. Full carbon fiber scales. If you'll notice, it has been assembled with hidden hardware. And then the pivots and pocket clip are his sole authorship titanium Damascus. He calls it Tai Makumi or Tai Mokame. To my knowledge, it is strictly titanium alloys. This is, on Instagram, it's TYRSJALA knives. But if you just search, if you go to the tag on my Instagram page for when I posted this knife yesterday or Tuesday, I can't remember, you'll find his Instagram on there. But fantastic knife. This guy's listing for $16.95. Find me another knife that you can get a mirror polish blade, hidden hardware, carbon fiber scales, and a liner lock with sole authorship materials for under $1,700. I'll put that challenge out there. But just a fantastic knife, guys. He makes some beautiful material too. So y'all should definitely check him out if you're not familiar. Whoever gets this knife will not be disappointed. So once again, the Tapio Dead Drift, as this model is called. 3.4-inch mirror polish blade with satin flats, full carbon fiber scales with hidden hardware, carbon fiber backspacer, sole authorship materials for the pivot and the pocket clip. All right. Let's talk about this guy. I think, for me personally, this is the most visually striking knife that I'm listing this week. I love the finish on the materials. I love the Damascus on the blade. That is, I agree, Ian. So this is a Edco Design T22. I listed one of these a couple of weeks ago that's still available on the website. But this one is most definitely my jam in terms of material configuration. I'm not familiar with the maker on the Damascus. It did not state it on the COA. But a beautiful dark etched Damascus blade that measures in at 3.1 inches. The handle is Alpha Knife Supply Twist Damascus for the lock side and the show side, and it's been done in a very, very muted matte blasted finish, and practically smudge resistant. I mean, you cannot put fingerprints on this stuff. And so I don't think it's Zerblasted. I don't think that Ed is doing Zerblast, but I could be wrong. And if he is, this is the way to go. But I love the material configuration, and I love the finishes on this knife. This guy is 3.1-inch blade, 7.3 inches overall. Man, the magic number this week. I didn't even notice this. This knife also weighs 4.6 ounces. So the T22, the Bryan Tie, and the Gavco spinner all weigh 4.6 ounces. That is the magic number this week. Beautiful satin titanium hardware, satin titanium standoffs, and this guy's listing for $26.95. Love that blade. I do. I dig this Damascus. This is a great build, guys. Really, really nice flipper. So that is the Edco T22. Next up, another very well-finished knife. This is straight up monochromatic. There's not a lick of color on this baby. So this is the Bryan Efros design collaboration with Nick Swan. So I talked with Bryan. Nick built the knife. Bryan and Nick design collabed on this piece. And this is the Dark Star. It is a 3-inch Zer-blasted finish blade. It is 7.2 inches in overall length. The handles are also Zer-blasted, as is the pocket clip. And the standoffs are satin titanium, as is the hardware and the pivot and the thumb studs. We're going to see the concepts. What's up, man? Really like the flipping action on this knife. More chest hair. Had to come in and do it, huh? I really like this knife. Great flipping action. Perfect size. Easy lock release. Great finishes. This knife's listing for $12.95, guys. Just really, really like this guy. Been on a big Bryan Efros kick lately. Been just loving his work. So that is the Nick Swan Bryan Efros Dark Star collaboration. All right, the one that everybody's here waiting for. Talk about her so y'all can all disappear on me after I do. The Shark Knife Co. Japanese Ryu. Just gonna let y'all take it in for a minute. Checking something on it. I had a comment. So I post if y'all didn't know this, I'm sure you do. I have a YouTube channel that I post all the knife videos to. I typically upload them Tuesday or Wednesday, so you got 24, 48 hours to see the videos before the knives go live. And typically get a decent amount of views for number of subscribers and all that crap. They always garner some... I am looking at the centering, and I'm about to tell you why. So I always get some interesting comments on my YouTube channel. And so some guy commented on the video for this knife, and said that the centering was off. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, there's no way. Like, this knife cannot be off-centered because the tolerances on this thing are insane. The clearances between the blade and the handle, like, it's just too tight. And if it did, it would be rubbing. So no off-centering here, in my opinion. Hey, Tapio. I hope that's how you say your name. God, I mean, I just been butchering it if not. But anyway, somebody told me in the video that this knife was off-center, and I'm like, I don't think so, Jack. Anyway, so the Ryu, 3.4 inch, hand rub satin, Japanese style tanto there. This is Edison's most iconic model. Like, when you think of Edison's knives, how can that be when the blade would take it? Yeah, amen, dude. That's why I was like, I don't think that knife is off-center. But that's just me. So anyway, Edison incorporated all of his custom hardware that he puts on all of his high-end auction builds, and, the full dress customs and everything. Maybe his eyes are off-center. I like that better. We'll go with that. So this has his screenshot of a video. Yeah, probably. Custom pivots, proprietary tool to open it. It has Zircuti inlays in the pivots. It's got a Zircuti backspacer with some nice milling on it. And then it's got a beautifully sculpted and perfectly colored, I might add, Zircuti pocket clip. Blasted titanium handles. Great flipping action, guys. Can be yours for $34.95. So 3.4 inch hand rub satin blade, 8.4 overall, 5.7 ounces. This guy definitely gets its weight from that blade stock, as you can see there. The only guy who has tighter clearances than Edison, or equally as tight clearances, would be Stan Wilson. And if anything, you got to give it to Edison, because you can, Stan's words to me one time were that you can cheat a little bit with a lockback because you don't get that side-to-side play that you can potentially get with a standard frame lock. And so hats off to Edison for the what I'm personally aware of as the tightest clearances in the game for a frame lock. Yep, no CNC. That's it. So, love the action on this guy. Alrighty, guys. So, that's everything for the week. New knives, anyway. Every week I grab a piece that's currently on the site just to highlight, tell you about it, and to remind you how badass it is and the fact that it's still available. And this week I chose this little guy because I've always loved this design. I've had a A6, tight like tiger. I've had a custom A6 in my collection since early on in my collecting days. And so I think they're just fantastic knives. I love the design. I love the fit and finish. I love the actions. Mine's a full size. This is a mini. Mr. Landers, what's up, dude? Nick, what's up, man? Glad to see y'all joining the party. But this is a ASquared A6 model mini version. So ASquared is a collaborative venture between Andre Thorburn and Andre Van Heerden out of South Africa. And this is a full dress mini. All the details in terms of size, price, everything are available on the site. So just search A6 on the website and this knife will come up. But my favorite thing about the ASquared boys is their etch on Damasteel. So it's that beautiful dark etch there. Thor Damasteel for the blade, and then I believe this is Vinland pattern for the bolsters. And then it's got Mokame scales on it with a Mokame backspacer and a Damasteel clip. And it also has, yep, Tashi Design, that's right. And it has a Damasteel pivot as well. These ride on IKBS, so they're very, very smooth. And for a smaller knife, this is I believe it's a 2.9 or a 3.3 inch blade, but just lightning fast. So that's the A6 ASquared Mini. It's available on the site right now if anybody's looking for one of these. All right, from one extreme to the other in terms of size. So we just talked about the A6 Mini, and now I'm going to show you all a piece that is listing next week, and it is a massive chunk of knife. I have only ever listed a couple of pieces. Oh, shush. I've only ever listed a couple of pieces from Dalbor over the years. And I think it's because his knives just do not change hands very often. But the Croatian sensation, that is Dalbor, and this is his unnamed model. Pricing and specifications and everything to come next week. But you know what? Just for you guys, I can give you the weight on this guy. Hang on a second here. I have my scale, just so y'all know. Hang on. Let's see what she weighs. Coming in at a hefty 8.7 ounces. Chad Nichols Sanmai Damascus with a mirror polished core. Full Mokutai integral handle. That means that this handle is all one giant slab of Mokutai. Got your scale. I do, Chris. I just dropped the weight in there for you. 8.7 ounces. And then this one I love the pivots on this thing. These pivots are just Mac Daddy. Zircutai pivots, and then a Zircutai pocket clip as well. So killer build, full dress, all the option boxes. So we'll try, and just for kicks, here, let's put, there you go. You can almost put this knife in the handle when it's open. So, anywho. So, listing next week, guys. More information to come on her. And then what's in my pocket today? Jake's not here to ask, so I'll just have to tell you. If you follow me, you've already seen it in my stories. I've got one of my favorites today. My JI Knives Mini Jewel. Damasteel and green canvas micarta. Easily the most fun to flip of all the JI pieces that I own. So that is what's in my pocket today. Slumming it. All right. I'll do a quick recap on all of this. For those of y'all just tuning in, or if you had any questions or anything, now would be a fantastic time to drop them in the comments. GavcoFerrum Forge collaboration spinner model, 3.5 inch. Thanks, Dan. Stonewash finish blade. Didn't know you had a YouTube. Yeah, Chris, go check it out, man. Just search Slice Fine Knives, I believe. I don't think I have it abbreviated FK. I believe you have to search Slice Fine Knives. But GavcoFerrum Forge spinner, 3.5 inch stonewash finish blade. Milled, stonewashed, and two-tone anodized titanium handles, measuring in an overall length of 7.8 inches, weighing in at 4.6 ounces, and costing $695. Bryan Tie Fighter with a tritone finish blade, measuring in at 3.7 inches. You've got satin flats, mirror polished bevel, and then a blasted cutting edge there. Full carbon fibered CNC handles. Button lock release with custom pivots, full carbon fiber backspacer, and titanium pocket clip. I just like that button lock release on this guy. And the TIE Fighter is going to be $995. Let's talk about this guy. Tapio from Finland. This is the Dead Drift model. And it is a 3.4-inch M390 blade with mirror polished bevels and satin flats. Find me a better mirror polish. I don't think you can. There's people equal, but nobody's better. Like, it is just a fantastic mirror polish. This one has full carbon fiber handles with hidden hardware. A beautiful flipping action. Bryan Tie, I'm going to do the best mirror polishing. Chris, I'm going to put this guy right there with him. So full carbon fiber handles, hidden hardware, sole authorship, titanium Damascus pivots, and pocket clip, carbon fiber backspacer. The Tapio 3.4-inch blade, 8 inches overall length, weighing in at 4.3 ounces and costing $1695. There you go, Chris. That's it, man. Another guy that does a killer mirrored polish, Chad Nell. Check him out. Edco T22 full dress. Damascus blade with a dark etch, full blasted and basically smudge-free twist Damascus handles on both sides with a matching pocket clip. All titanium hardware and pivots and standoffs. 3.1-inch blade, 7.3 overall, 4.6 ounces, $26.95, guys. Edco T22. Nick Swan with the design collaboration of Brian Efros Dark Star. This baby is just Zer-blasted from head to toe. It has a 3-inch Zer-blasted blade, overall length of 7.2 inches with titanium Zer-blasted handles, all satin titanium hardware and standoffs, matching Zer-blasted titanium clip. Eric, what's up, dude? And this guy is going to be listing for $12.95. That's a lot of knife, in my opinion, for $12.95. It is a fun knife to flip, too. Last but not least, the Shark Knife Co. Ryu by Edison Baraha. Hand rub satin, 3.4-inch blade in the Japanese-style Tanto, 8.4 inches overall length, blasted titanium handles, custom titanium pivots with Zircuti inlays on both sides, custom titanium hardware to hold it all together, sculpted Zircuti clip, and then a Zircuti backspacer with some nice custom milling on there, weighing in at 5.7 ounces and costing $34.95, guys. Your highlight piece for the week, the ASquared A6 Mini in Damasteel and Mokume. This is already available on the site, so if you want her, go and get her. Listing next week, the gargantuan Dalbor Unnamed full dress. Chad Nichols mirror polished core on that Sanmai. Full Mokutai integral handle with Zircuti pivots and Zircuti pocket clip. It is just a beast. And then what's in my pocket today? My JI Knives mini jewel. So there you go, guys. So that's everything I have to talk about today. So as always, I appreciate everybody tuning in and asking questions and interacting. And if anybody has any questions regarding any of the knives that are listing this week or any of the knives that are currently on the site or previous listings or anything, we are always here to help. So shoot me a text, give me a call, shoot me an email, DM, whatever works best. Y'all also be sure to check out the consignment process on our website. I've had a lot of guys asking about how we work our consignments and what makes us a little different. So y'all be sure to check out that page for all the information there. And with that, I'm going to get out of here and get back to work. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I'll see y'all next week.